Have you ever hopped into a casual game with your buddies? Whether it's a shooter or RPG, you're killing it. You're cruising through the motions, wiping squads, all that good stuff without even batting an eye. And then you get into crunch time. You watch as your teammates drop left and right, and suddenly the fate of the game's in your hands. You think to yourself, I have to clutch this up, I got this. And sometimes you do. You win the game and your friends praise you for the god that you are. But oftentimes this happens.
He's fast! No.
You potato. At least that's been my experience, and I know many gamers share it. Why do we play perfectly fine, but when the pressure's on, we choke? Well, here at Galactic Dinosaur, we're putting on our lab coat today to delve into an area that, personally, I actually got my degree in, a bit of cognitive psychology. What's the psychology behind why we go full potato in the moments that matter most, and others don't? Many people would hop to the idea that it's just too much pressure or you're actually just bad at the game. This would be an incorrect assumption according to a bunch of research in the field of performance under pressure. Why does LeBron miss a free throw in overtime? It all comes down to automatic processes. When you realize it or not, your brain is actually on autopilot for a lot of the daily activities you do. Think of it like muscle memory. When you hop into a game, you don't have to think about moving forward or moving the camera. That's because you've done it so much that it becomes second nature. This is considered an automatic process. Here's where the pressure comes in. According to a research article by Roy Baumeister, choking under pressure is defined as any performance decrements under circumstances that increase the importance of good or improved performance. You want to win the game, right? Well, that desire to clutch up for your friends increases the importance of good or improved performance. This is where focusing too much can be a detriment. When that pressure's on, you can begin to hyperanalyze every movement, everything you're doing to the point where you've overwritten that automatic process. Basically, you shifted from an automatic transmission to a manual real quick, and maybe you were a lot better off driving the automatic. Don't worry though, you're not the only one to blame. There are some extra factors that are in play here. Firstly, we're going to look inward to the term self-consciousness. Everyone's heard it. I'm too self-conscious, I don't like my body, whatever. But not a lot of people really understand that the term can extend way beyond appearance. Self-consciousness refers to self-evaluation and self-focus, and that can even extend to video games. The more you place the emphasis on the mechanics that you're playing and the need to clutch up in a situation, the more likely you are to falter. It's like walking down the stairs. It can feel super easy and you probably don't even have to think about it, but let's say you're thinking about every step, it can make going down the stairs a lot more awkward than when you do it without thinking. Fortunately for us gamers, self-consciousness is a way of life, and it peaks in adolescence. A study by Diana Tice showed that children under 12 who haven't really hit that peak of self-consciousness yet generally improved upon pressure, while adolescents from 14 to 19, when they're hitting that peak of self-consciousness, showed significant drops in performance. Participants 20 years or older didn't show as drastic of a drop, but definitely still showed some moderate drops in performance. Now we add in the audience factor. I know some of you are probably saying, well, my friend group is super supportive and won't get mad if I mess up or miss all my shots. Well, obviously you don't play Call of Duty.
What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at?
Or Apex, but I digress. Even if you are a supportive group or have a supportive group watching you and they're cheering you on, there truly is no home court advantage. A study by Harry Wallace showed that although supportive audiences can inspire performers to excel when motivation would otherwise be lacking, audiences may also lead performers towards maladaptive self-monitoring and overconsciousness when the stakes are highest. In other words, even while all your friends are cheering you on, that inner voice in your head may still kick in and take over that muscle memory, causing said potato. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that if you miss your shots in the clutch moment, don't get down and say you're bad at the game, just throw your console out the window like a true failure.
Okay, the whole product's going, I'm fucking enough, we're not playing PlayStation anymore.
People who aren't clutch aren't really bad at the game, but perhaps a victim of a higher level of self-consciousness and the unavoidable pressure that audiences provide, no matter how big or small or positive or negative. The good news is that you can improve your performance by practicing in higher anxiety situations. Practice those 1v2s with your friends, or take your gunfights with the boys yelling in your headset to the point where you can't even think. It's all fun and games until it's not, so don't get discouraged if you miraculously transform into a potato in crunch time, and rest assured, it's all in your head. And that's going to wrap up this first lesson here, boys. This is the very first episode of Gaming Psychology with your host, Professor Waffle Fries, here on Galactic Dinosaur. Leave a like if you learned something new, and don't forget to let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these types of videos. It's kind of a branch out extension from, what we typically put out, but I appreciate y'all watching, and now go on ahead and clutch all those 1v3s, no more excuses.